In this video, I want to show you how to produce a plan in Revit. In the last video, I showed you that we will be using this as our case study to produce a complete model with Revit. So today we will be continuing with the floor plan. Let me open the floor plan. This is the floor plan, the ground floor plan. And we are going to be reproducing this exactly. All right, without wasting your time, let's keep the ball rolling. I'm going to be using this window. This icon, you can use it to switch between windows. If I open it up now, you see that this is our Revit tutorial that we were working on last time. So I'll be using this. Let me check the parameter of what we have here. Okay, you can see here we have 3.15 to the staircase, and we have 4.5 here. Let me reproduce that one first. I'm going to close other windows, and so what I'll do now is I am going to copy this, highlight it. I will press my Control and simply hold my mouse and drag it up, and here it is copied. So this wall is copied now. The next thing I will do is I'm going to pick dimension. To pick dimension, I can decide to use shortcut. The shortcut that I use for my dimension is DS. And in case you have not yet watched my video on how to create shortcuts in Revit, make sure you watch that video so that you understand how to create your own shortcut. So I'm going to fix dimension here. Then to exit out of that command, you can see the cursor that the dimension command is still on. So to exit, I am going to click on this modify. Then I'm going to select this wall. If I select this wall, you see that this dimension is now highlighted. That means we can now change it, we can now modify it. So I'm going to type what is supposed to be there. That's 4500 mm, and I'll press enter. Okay. All right. Okay, then the next thing I will do is let me check the width. What is the width of that place we are working on? Let me go back to this window and check. Okay, so the in to in is 7.353. Okay, so I'm going to go back to our drawing, and I'm going to fix dimension here and select the one I want to move and edit the dimension 7. I will now edit this dimension and 7353, and if I press enter, you see that that wall is going to move. Okay, so that wall has moved. Then the next thing is, let me check back. Okay, so I need to create this kitchen. The length of this kitchen is 3.597. Okay, and the width is 3 meters. Let's be doing it gradually. So I'm going to pick this wall and copy it. To copy it, I'll simply press my Ctrl and drag. Okay, I'm going to add dimension to this wall now. And I told you that you can use shortcut to fix dimension, or alternatively, if you don't want to use shortcut, or perhaps you forget the shortcut, you can click on modify. You click on modify, you are going to see dimension align here. Then you are going to click on the edge, here, and here you go. And you are going to select that particular one you want to move. This is the one I want to move, and I am going to type the required dimension, which is 3 meters. I will press enter. Okay, so now I want to move this one to be, so I'm going to add dimension here and escape. Then select this wall I want to move and type the right dimension, which was 3.597, and I can press enter, and you can see the wall, that wall has moved. Okay, we are moving. Okay, let's go back and check. The length of this room is 2.971 by 3 meters. 2.971. So let's go back. Let me remove this one for now. So I'm going to copy this and fix dimension, and select this wall that I want to move. Then edit the dimension 2.971. I'll press enter. Okay. Okay, the width is 3 meters, and the width of the toilet will naturally form in place. The thickness of these two walls are 150. So I will update that as well. Let me go back to our plan. So I am going to make this wall 150 wall. So if you look at it now, it is 225. So I will make it 150. To make it 150 wall, simply select it and go to the type or the property, go to the property palette and click on this drop down, and you will remember that we created 150 internal wall in our previous video. So we are going to select that wall. Now this is where we are going to use the wall. Okay, if you have not yet watched that video, make sure you watch that video, how we created this 150 wall. Okay, so I'm going to select that, and the moment I select that, you see that this dimension has changed because the wall that was there before was 225. Let me take it back. To take it back, I will simply select this and type what is supposed to be there and press enter. The wall will move back. Okay, so to create that toilet, I am going to copy this 150 wall using the same control and drag. Bam. Okay, then I'm going to add this dimension. To add dimension, I will simply press my DS and fix my dimension. Now you notice something, that instead of doing this dimension like this, what if I continue this one? Won't it be better? Yes, it will be better. So let's see how we can continue this one. To continue this one, let's delete this one first. To continue this, you simply select this dimension, and the moment you select it, you see on the option bar, you see that something is active here. Let me escape. You see what I'm talking about. If I select this dimension now, the moment I select it, you see that here is active, and you see edit witness line. This edit witness line is used to continue dimension. So I'm going to select it now. The moment I select it now, you see that something is active here. It means that I can actually continue this dimension, and it will form a straight line. You can see this is more professional way of dimensioning. Okay, so now that I've done that, you see that this wall, this room is supposed to be 3 meters, and to make it 3 meters, it means that this wall has to move. And to move this wall is very easy. All we need to do is to select this wall and edit this dimension. If we edit this dimension to 3 meters, certainly it's going to move. And let's type our 3 meters there, and you see that it has moved. Here it is here. Okay, I think we are moving to the permanent site. We are going gradually. Let's look at our case study again. This is our case study, and you see that there is a small recess here. There is a small recess here. What is the distance between here and here? Let's cross check. We'll simply pick our dimension and place dimension there to know, so that we'll know what to do there. Okay, you can see there's something I don't like in this dimension here, and that is the decimal places. So I'm going to remove this decimal place. To remove the decimal place, I will simply go to manage and click on project units and select the length. Then you see rounding, I am going to take it to 0, so that dimension will be cleared, and click OK. Here you go. Okay, so we have a clean dimension now without decimal places. Okay, now that we have, you can see what we have there is 4.018. Okay, so I'm going to go back to our own drawing, which is this, and I am going to create another wall. To create another wall, simply copy this and fix your dimension. I will select this wall, then take this dimension to 4018 and press enter. Okay, the moment we do that, you see that the two walls almost overlap. Don't worry, we are going to settle that. And you can also see that this wall was 150 wall. So I will simply make this wall 150 wall, and which is easy for us to make. Simply select that, and let here still remain what it has been, 4.5 meters. Okay. All right. 2.9 2971 and press enter. Okay. So we are moving. The next thing I want to do is to define the position of the staircase. So I'm simply going to copy this wall, and we'll still use our control and drag. And I'm going to fix dimension there. So the width of our stair hall is 2.4 meters. So I'm going to select this to move this particular wall. So I'm going to edit this dimension now to 2400 and press enter. Okay. Then what can we do now? We need to trim, we need to cut this wall, this place, and cut this place, then cut this place. The tool we will be using is, we can use trim. We can use this particular tool. This is trim slash extend multiple. These two icon, these two tools work similar. This one is if you want to do only one and stop. But this one, if you want to do multiple, then you use this particular one. So I prefer to use this most of the time because it makes my work faster. I don't want to be doing and stopping. So if I select this particular one now and I click on this line, then I go back and click on here, you see it has trimmed that excess we have here. Then I'm going to click empty space, then come back, click here and go backward and click here. It has cut this excess here. Alright, so the next thing we want to do is to cut this particular one. Now we can no longer use trim again. Trim does not apply in this particular scenario. So what we need to do now is to use another tool. And for us to use another tool, we need to exit from this command first. You can see this particular command is still on. So I'm going to exit now. To exit, I will click on this modify, and here you go. That command is now gone. So to cut this place and here, the tool we'll be using is this split. This split and this split work similar, but they are different. They are a little bit different. And this is the one we'll be using now. If I click here, here is cut. And I click here, it is cut as well. I can exit. To exit, I'll select my modify, and now I can remove this. I can delete this one. To delete, you simply select and you see delete here, there are so many ways you can delete. You can delete on the keyboard. If you look at your keyboard, you see delete. You can delete, or you use shortcut. The shortcut for delete is DE. Okay, so now that we have deleted that one, the next thing we will do, there are some places we need to trim, and this is, we need to cut off this excess, this particular excess. So to do that, the next tool that will come to our mind is this same tool, which is trim/extend. And now if you hover your cursor over it, you see that there is a shortcut for it. You see that EX is my own shortcut for it. If you have not yet changed it, it may not appear like that in your own. So I select that, and I am going to click here just the same way we did before, and here you go, that place has been cut. Then I will select this line and click here. Then to clean this place up, I will click on empty space, click this line, go backward and click this wall. You see that we have cleaned this place up. Okay, so I need to exit out of that command. To exit out of this command, the shortcut I always use, this is a command modify, that is to exit. And if you hover your cursor over it, now you see that it has a shortcut which is QW, and it is me that customize my own like that. That is my own customization, the way I go out of command easily. So, and because my left hand side is always on the keyboard, and Q and W are close to each other, I will simply press QW, and that command is off. Okay, so now we want to trim this particular one that is excess. I'm going to select my trim again and click here and click here. Then I'm going to trim this place, click here and click the back of it. Okay, let me see our plan. Let's see how you see where the toilet is. Okay, so I am going to go back to our model, and I need to cut this place off. I can now use let me not use shortcut yet, so that you get acquainted with this tool. Okay, let me exit. To exit, you can also press escape. Okay, what else do we need to do? We need to cut these ones off. So I'm going to use this same trim, and I'm going to remove all this. Oh, okay, let's something is missing somewhere. Let's check what is missing. Okay, see that there is a wall here. Let's correct that. I'll go back. Okay, there is a little mistake here, and I have to correct it immediately. You can see from here to here we actually have 3.150. So let me correct that. Let me go back. I'm going to fix my dimension. Let me produce my line first, and I'm going to use detail line. To use a detail line, you go to annotate, and this is detail line. Under annotate tab, you see detail line, and this is it here. And this is the one I normally use for my staircase on the plan. This is the one I normally use to sketch my staircase plan. Okay, so I am going to fix my dimension there, and here is supposed to be 3150. And it is after this 310 before we have our staircase. So I am going to copy this one first and trim it. I'm going to extend this particular one and trim this one to here, then also trim this. So we are getting closer to what we want. Let me move this dimension away. Then from here to here is 4.5. Let me delete this and fix dimension here, 4500, and press enter. Okay, so this wall is supposed to move, yes, and the staircase is going to define this wall. So I can simply continue this dimension the same way we did before and continue the dimension to here. Okay, now I can move this wall to 2400, that is 2.4. Okay, so let me see, there's another simple thing you can also do. Let me not confuse you now. So assuming I want to continue this dimension. This dimension is snapping to this, and I want it to now snap to this. So what I will do is simply select this dimension, and you see this node here. You pick it and drag it to here. And that place here is supposed to be 2971. 2971, and press enter. Okay, we are getting closer to where we are supposed to be. Let me trim this one back. I'll still use this extend. You remember our extend, which is here, and you click here first, then click the back. Okay, then you see that the dimension of our kitchen has actually shifted. And you still remember the dimension what we have, and we can continue this dimension and select it, edit witness, fix it here, fix it here. And we want to move this wall now. We select this wall, then we are going to type 3597. Here you go. Okay, all right. And from our sample, you can see that The length of the toilet here is 1621, and here we have 1.2. So let me create this lobby, this small lobby here, and go back. Simply copy this by dragging and drop, and place your dimension, and hit escape. Then select it. You see it has gone now. Then select this wall and change this dimension to 1200 mm, and here you go. Let me continue this dimension and see whether it is what I want. Okay, that is it exactly. Okay, so I am going to be removing these excesses. I'll use extend, then I am going to remove this one. I'll see use extend. I'll click empty space to exit from the previous one and click the back of it and hit escape. Okay, so that is that. All right, so we are almost done with the plan. We are done with the plan now. The next thing is, let me move this wall to this place. So what do you think I can use here? I want this wall to stay exactly on this. So the tool I'll be using is align, and this is align. You see it here. This is align. If I pick align, I click on where I want to take that wall and click on this line. It's going to go there. It's still remaining this particular wall. I'll click empty space to exit from the previous one. Then click here and click on this line. It's still not going. Why? Okay, since it's not going, let me use other alternative. If I highlight it, I can move it. Move, this is move here. Then select it from here and place it. Okay, now it has gone, and it has not gone to the exact point I want it to go, and that means I can move it by highlighting it. And if I highlight it, you see that this dimension is now active. So I am going to edit it to 2400 mm. Now it is staying exactly where I want it to stay now. Okay, that is that. The next thing I want to do, let me remove all these dimensions to have a clean sketch. If I select all of them, I click on filter, then I don't want to delete the wall, I don't want to delete the lines. What I want to delete is the dimensions. And on my keyboard, I'm going to be using shortcuts, and that is D and E at the same time. Okay, that dimension is deleted. Okay, so I need to draw this staircase. To draw that staircase, I'm simply going to be using line, and the line I'll be using is detail line, which is under annotate. You see detail line here, and you are going to draw. As I draw now, I don't know what is the width of the run, so I'm going to select dimension and define the width. I use QW to escape, then select this one. I want to move this one and I want it to be 1200 mm. Okay. Okay. Now there's something I want us to do. If you look at this dimension, it is black and this line is also black. I want us to create colors. I want this line to be color. So what I will do is, to make this line color, I will go to manage, then go to additional setting. I will go to line styles, then I will go to new line, then I'm going to give it a name. I can give it furniture and hit OK. Then here you are going to define the width, the thickness of the line. The thickness of the line I normally use is 2. That is the thin line, because if you use 1, sometimes they are photocopying it, it will not be clear, it will not be clean. Okay, so the color I want to use, red or orange. Let me use orange that is close to red, very dark orange. Okay, and hit OK, hit OK again. Okay, now anytime I want to draw a line now, if I go to detail line and select detail line, you see I can now select the type of line I want to use, and I'll click on this drop down, and you see that type that I just created has come here now. So I will select this furniture, that is the line I just created, and if I draw now, you see that it's actually color. Okay, and this makes it more visible. So I can make this one furniture line. Now to make it a line, simply select it and go to this line style and take it to the one we have just created, and here you go. You now see that we have that orange line, dark orange line. Okay, I want to produce this same line. The fastest way I can go about it is simply select this line and use create similar. That create similar is very important. It makes your work faster. You create the similar object that you already have. Then I'm going to fix dimension here and select this one. It did this one to be 1200. I can delete this one. Then to create this one, I'll simply select it, create similar, and draw it. Press escape, draw, press escape, draw, press escape, and here you go. Okay, so I want to reproduce all this one. What tool can I use to reproduce this? The best tool I can use to reproduce this is array. It makes my work faster. I can use offset, but in this particular scenario, since we have so many of them, the best way to make it faster is to use array. So I will select it, and the moment I select it, you see those tools are active if you are on the modify tab, and you see that this is array here. You select array, then I am going to uncheck this group and associate. I'm going to uncheck it. Then it's going to go to the second, which is okay. Then let's assume the number of copies of them that we want. Let's type arbitrarily 10, and I am going to pick it from this edge and drag it to a certain distance and type 300 and press enter. Here you go. And if you check the dimension now, you see that it is 300. You can see. Okay, so that is our staircase. Our staircase is in progress. Then we need a little gap here. We want to start climbing like this up. So let's see our case study and see how that is. Okay, let's count the number. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we need only 5. Let's go back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to be removing all these. And the tool I will use is extend, trim/extend. I will click on this line, then trim all this one. Click on empty space, trim this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Then we need to draw our line to show where the climbing is starting from. So I'll simply select this line and create similar and start drawing. Ba, ba. Draw an arrow. Ba, pa, pa. And press escape. Press escape again. Okay. Then the next thing is I want to draw a small cycle here. I'll simply select this, create similar, pick a cycle, and come here and draw. And press escape, escape again. Okay. Then I need to complete this. To complete this, I'll simply select this, create similar, and simply draw. Okay. Then you see that if you look at our case study, some places are actually dashed line, and these ones are dashed because they are both. So we need to make that. To create this dashed line, I am going to go here. So I'm going to select this one, and instead of them to be furniture now, I will make them to be overhead. If you look at the line type here, you see overhead. This overhead is dashed line. So we select this one to be overhead. I select this one also to be overhead. Now if I select this one to be overhead, it's going to affect this place, and because of that I need to disconnect this from here. The simplest way I can use to disconnect them is to split them. So I'm going to be using this tool. Let's go to modify tab and pick split. So I am going to be cutting this one. I will split. Okay. Then now that I've splitted them, I can now select these ones and make them overhead. Okay. So this one also need to be an overhead. I will also split it. Use split and select it. Then make it overhead. Okay, now if you look at the thickness of the overhead, is a little bit smaller than this one. This is about 0.1. So let's make it 0.2 so that the printing will be sharp. If they are photocopying it, the line will be clear. So we will still go back to our manage and select additional setting. Go to line style, and here you will, if you click on this plus icon, you see our line type here, and this is our overhead. So the line weight, I am going to take it to 2 so that the printing will be clean. The printing and photocopying will be sharp. Otherwise some photocopiers will not bring it out well. Okay, so that is our staircase, and everything is almost done. The next video we will place door, windows. Alright, thank you for watching this video, and see you in the next video. So make sure you do your own assignments and send it to me. I want to see what you have produced. I want to see that you have produced this exact plan I've just done. Alright, looking forward to see your assignment. Bye.